What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cash coming to you live from the living room for another episode of the Make It Make Sense podcast. I got Red with me.
What the fuck?
Along with GuttA.
Let's go, y'all.
Video dude, as usual. We're here for another action-packed episode. Get these topics to you. As usual, you know you could get the show on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, or wherever you get your podcast from. And you could get the videos on YouTube at Dollars Mims. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff on YouTube, and rate us on Spotify. You can do that now and leave comments. 5 stars or 1 if that's how you feeling.
Thing on Good Pods too.
Yeah, Good Pods updated, so you could leave reviews on there. We be doing pretty good on there, so shout out to anybody who's listening to us on Good Pods. We got a couple of topics as usual we're gonna get into this week. First one was gonna actually be Young Thug being sentenced to 15 years probation plus time served. The terms of his probation include he must complete 15 years of probation, prohibited from being in the Atlanta metro area. He must do live anti-gun, anti-gang presentation for kids. He got to do 100 hours of community service each year and no gang-related activity. He must avoid any gang-related content and refrain from contacting YSL members except for approved collaborators. If he violates any of these conditions, he could face up to 20 years in prison. So it's not like he straight up beat the charges. He got time served plus the probation. But considering what he was facing, I guess all in all, the fact that he gets to go home is decent news for us.
So I did see that it said something about except for family occasions. That's what I had asked before.
The limited occasions they spoke of. And I know he has to go there 4 times a year to do his anti-gun presentation.
Yeah. I mean, he's not in jail, which I guess is a good thing. But the 15 years probation, bro.
Not as easy as it sounds.
At some point or another, you better pray that you don't fuck up because they will send you back there and you will do that time.
I mean, I pretty much feel like probation is set up for failure. Depending on your lifestyle, there's a good chance. You getting out of jail, I see you going right back to jail.
Collect call from a correctional facility. Will you accept the charges?
Yes, I will.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, before you even say anything. You black, ain't you?
Yo, this is off the hook.
Wait a minute, I see something.
What?
You getting out of jail.
Say words, son.
You walking out, you are
Say
free as a
words,
bird. Hold up, I'm seeing something. It's 6 weeks later. You going right back into jail for the same.
What kind of fight?
Unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah. Luckily, he got the financial means to keep himself out of trouble. But this whole trial was, from the beginning, was kind of a shit show. From the lawyers fighting with each other, to the lawyer fighting with the judge, to the backdoor meetings and all that stuff going on. Like,
Did you see?
It was crazy.
It was somebody in the courtroom, like, he was bobbing his head to lifestyle.
Yeah,
like,
his lawyer
oh my God.
vibing out in court. Like, this trial was crazy. I think when we was watching the topic before we started the podcast, they said it was the longest trial in the Atlanta metro area history. Like, that's crazy.
On a rapper too, that's wild. But the one thing that I feel like people's not thinking about him not being able to be in Georgia is, you know, Atlanta is like very huge with black artists. So imagine the collaborations that he might not be able to do, like studio sessions that he might not be able to attend, or just think about the concerts that he might not be able to do.
Yeah, I guess people could go to him. Obviously, he would go to LA maybe or something, but yeah, just the fact that that's where he does a lot of his, obviously, music and all that is down in that Atlanta area. So it might mess up his money a little bit.
Well, I mean, he took the plea deal recently because it was saying that it was on October 31st. Which was
yeah,
like
they just
Halloween.
took it. His lawyers basically said that they'd rather take their chances with the judge than dealing with the lawyers. That whole trial was a shit show.
Yeah,
It
did
was
say something about the trial being starting around like November 2023.
Of
That's when the trial began.
Of what year?
2000.
Oh,
22.
22. Okay, yeah, it's been, that makes sense because this trial has been going on for a minute, and throughout this is one of the few times there was a topic I seen that we didn't discuss. A few times G's came in and mentioned if we was going to discuss it. But I was like, yeah, there's a lot of fuck shit going on, but I didn't, wasn't too well versed on it. But I was following certain things. Like I seen when YSL Woody got up there and did some of the worst line I ever seen in my life, acting like he didn't remember his name, how many kids he had. It's like, sir, you got kids? I don't know. How many kids you have? I don't know. I was like, okay, that shit was terrible.
But isn't the probation, obviously, because he has to do a whole lot of community service and stuff like that. Isn't this gonna affect him making music? Because he's probably gonna have a curfew and all type of stuff like that.
That's what Vio do said, but I mean, like I said, he rich, so it's
Unless
not like he can't have a studio. Yeah, he could have a studio in the crib. If he still want to do music, he gonna do music. I don't think it's gonna affect him that much. If anything, I think it'll affect his fun more than his business. He gonna have Mr. Fun. He probably gonna miss the Waffle Houses and the strip clubs in Atlanta.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gon' shake it.
I ain't try it, but I'm gonna just venture to guess it don't hit the same.
Texas ain't gonna like that.
Whatever. I was trying to think of a quick correlation that's like you going to get some Chinese food and you see nothing but Italians back there or something. It's sketchy.
Or Mexican.
Exactly. That's the same as a Waffle House in Texas.
Chinese food.
Like what?
They do be in the pizza shops though.
Pedro, what you doing back there?
Shout out to my Albanians making pizza.
Yeah, some terrible pizza, I'm sure. But
Times Square pizza.
Yeah. So, hopefully after everything is said and done, he stays out of trouble and actually beats this. Because if he ends up doing some shit to violate, it's going to be all for naught. So real quick, before we move on, 2 questions. One, do we think he's going to stay out of jail? Because that's important. It's one thing to get out. It's another to stay out.
I think he's going to stay out of jail.
Yeah, I think he might. Listen, if GuttA was able to stay out of jail, I think he's going to be able to stay out of jail.
GuttA's a snitch, though.
Yeah. It's different.
They let him out. Did he snitch his way out?
It's a long time, but I think he gonna be good because he got money. If he was regular, I would definitely think, it's not. The Magic 8 Ball says it's not looking too good. But since he got the financial wherewithal to be good, lay low, I think he'll be all right. Real quick, before we change topics, do we think this bodes well for our boy Lil Durk?
I don't know, man. I'm still gonna stay with what I said before, and I don't think he's gonna get out.
Yeah, it doesn't change nothing for me neither. It's
Still
different
do say
circumstances.
he think he's gonna get out.
All right, so that's one. You got
I don't wish jail on nobody.
Me neither.
But I really think he might be jammed up this time.
Yeah, for a split second I was gonna say because his case is different. He got a snitch, but so did Young Thug. So,
but GuttA got charged with stuff too because he turned himself in.
But was GuttA wearing a wire?
I don't know if he was wearing a wire, but I'm almost certain he snitched and he said something. He had to bear witness to something that went on and said something about it.
But was he? But there has to be other snitches in that YSL trial besides GuttA.
It was like 56 people or something indicted in that, wasn't it?
I definitely
no, but it was
27 people got charged, but it was 56. It was 56 counts
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so originally it was 56, but it was only 27 that was indicted. Was what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's different things, and again, he didn't even beat it, so I don't think this matters for Lil Durk. I don't think it changes anything for him. Moving off of Young Thug, one person who was out of jail to another person who's trying to get out of jail, Sean Diddler Combs filed a new request for bail. So his lawyers is arguing that changed circumstances along with new evidence mean he should be allowed to prepare for his trial from outside jail. On Friday, lawyers filed a request in Manhattan Federal Court where his previous request for bail was rejected by 2 judges. Lawyers for Combs say they are proposing a far more robust bail package that would subject the Diddler to strict around-the-clock security monitoring and near total restrictions on his ability to contact anyone but his lawyers. His lawyers proposed a new $50 million bail package in a continued effort to win his release from the Brooklyn jail, where he's been held for the past 8 weeks. They cited the new evidence that made clear that the government's case is thin. The lawyers argued too the jail conditions Combs has experienced at the Metro Detention Center in Brooklyn violate his constitutional rights to participate in his defense. Yeah, that shit makes you... hilarious, right?
Sir, there's a
Jail
roach
is
in my,
shitty.
there's
No
a
shit.
There's a roach in my lunch.
If it was a nice place, everybody would want to go there.
Yeah, right. Anyway, how we feel about this? Any chance of him getting out
No,
on bail?
I don't think so.
Fuck no. I'm just mad.
The fact that the bill got denied the first two times,
Two
this is
times.
the third time going on. Like, nah, it got to be something serious.
I kind of breezed over it in the article, but part of the things they proposed was like he wouldn't have internet access and only talking to his family. But it don't matter.
Yeah, it's like
his
electronic
reputation.
monitoring.
He could get to people and threaten people no matter what. You don't
He don't
need.
got to do it, but somebody he knows.
Yeah, none of that to send threats, and that's the issue. He has money, and a lot of the allegations is him threatening people. There's mad allegations of that, and he has the financial means. Even though they watching him, I guess they figure for him to bounce. So I think it's unlikely.
It's not NYPD that's after him.
Yeah,
It's
because
feds.
this is a Fed case. Nothing really changed unless they have some type of new evidence. They didn't say what the lawyers are saying unless their only thing they're saying is that it's lies. But I don't think that's going to be enough for anything to change.
Well, unfortunately, Jesus not here to defend him and back his mans up. So I think everyone in this room can agree that Diddy might be going down for that.
Yeah, there's no Diddler defenders here today. So we're going to see what ends up happening. By the time we record again, I'm pretty sure we'll find out whether his bail was accepted or denied. But I'm going to just go on and say it's going to be denied.
I think it's going to be denied too.
All right, we'll see if we end up being wrong. But I don't think so, because as you're going to hear later how we foresaw what was going to happen in the election. We fortune
Not
tellers.
crystal ball again, right?
Yeah, over here. All right, moving on from the Diddler, we're going to talk about Kodak Black tweaking again.
Damn.
If you didn't tune into, I don't know, my memory ain't that good that I can remember exactly what episode, but we talked about Kodak Black being on Drink Champs and embarrassing himself. Well, he said, I see y'all think I'm crazy, and I'm going to double down with some more crazy. He went on Casanat. And it was sad, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. It's sad to see a fellow I ain't seen behave that way. But Kodak needs help, and more people was calling it out this time around. So how y'all feel about the video?
That boy was lying when he said he was clean. Maybe he was clean for like a day or so, or a little while.
When he said he was clean, that was when he first got out of jail. I don't know if it was rehab or jail.
Well, I'll tell you this: the video that I saw, I'm glad it had subtitles on it, because if that was a clean version of him, I still couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying.
But if you can't understand his ribble rabble when he's sober, imagine when he's under the influence.
Did he say something about when he was on Casanat about going to do meth in the bathroom or something like that?
He said he's gonna do some meth and go to sleep. I think that was his exact
Then
words.
he said he ain't going nowhere. He's spending the night there. Like, no, seriously,
Haitian
I've been
grandfather.
thought that Kodak had a drug problem and he need help, but
you could buy some melatonin, my nigga. It's a lot safer.
But what was they saying? Some absurd number of perks he was taking a day, like
100.
Yeah, 40
That's what
or
Flacco said.
No,
like
and then he
100.
said that he tapered off to like 40.
And that's one thing I will give credit to
His liver
Casanat.
is
He
built
clearly
different.
looked uncomfortable and wasn't trying to exploit the situation. Because I know people will ask, y'all could speak for yourself, but for me, the difference between the Casanat thing, Nori situation, I definitely was like, Nori should have stopped that interview. It should have never came out. Nori is old enough that he should be responsible enough to cut that short. That's how I felt about it. And he put it out. Casanat shit is live. And Casanat a young boy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't expect him to be able to tell fucking Kodak, yo, you tweaking, get out of here. So I don't hold him to the same standard that I hold Nori to. But somebody needs to get a hold of Kodak.
I don't know, because I see like Nori, he be getting inebriated too, because Drink Champs, that's like kind of the whole premise of it. They get drunk and they talk about hip hop stories and they do drink a pass. But Kodak, it was kind of hard to see him on that Casanat stream. I don't know if you seen when he it looked like he threw the perk up in the air and he caught it in his mouth. And then he was just laying on the floor, just like looking crazy.
Well, I say this. There's too many of these artists out here dying from drug overdoses or something being laced. Look what happened with Juice WRLD. We had somebody recently that passed from it. We had Rich Homie Quan. We had Mac Miller, Lil Peep, and there's too many people out here just dying from this. And they have a chance to stop and get sober. They should definitely get sober because you shouldn't be taking that many perks a day because that's an absurd. That DMX, well, supposedly it's from drug, is it?
That's what that's the toxicology said. Oh.
But I say all of that to say, like, it's just too many. The road he's heading down now, he's going to be another one of those people to add to that list.
Yeah. And when you say that, too, the sad part is after they're gone and be like, damn, why didn't nobody help him? That's the unfortunate part. But I wanted to go back to what GuttA said about drink champs. Yeah, they be drinking, but let me put it like this. If you drink, all right, I used to go to bars a lot with my boy, too. So the whites, they like to do drugs. There's a different vibe when you just drinking as opposed to someone who's doing drugs. All right. Those of the Caucasian persuasion, when I've been around them at the bar and you just drinking, how they act is totally different. So even if you drunk, you could tell when somebody is bugging. Like, oh yeah, I'm drinking, but that motherfucker's on something else.
These little kids is on everything. Syrup, pills, Xanax, Oxycontin, painkillers, cigarette, weed, Hennessy, vodka.
Yeah, so even if that was their wave on Drink Champs, there's no way no one there didn't notice, but somebody was there to shut that shit down. I would at least expect that. I couldn't expect Kai to. Like, what are you going to do to Kodak? You seen?
That's Kai's house. I'm pretty sure that a big mansion like that, he has private security. So something leads me to believe, like, yo, like, if he bugging out, he can't get people to get him off his property. And it look like it's like a gated community type shit.
I mean, if he's really wilding out, if he really wanted to, but he didn't want to do him like that, you could see it. He did one of those, when you kindly want your company to leave and they're not getting the hint.
Yo, it's getting kind of late.
Oh, man, I'm about to lay down. What you about to do?
Yo, what you about to get into?
It's like, you have a good mansion.
Crawling your bed, setting your alarm, and your company is still there.
Still there, right? You're like, don't you do that on?
You think he has anywhere to sleep?
Of course he did. He had money. He was just fucked up, so he figured he was gonna stay there. And Kai was trying to give him them hints, and he was just not getting it. So he sounded like a old Haitian grandfather. He was like, "Oh, I think I will just stay here tonight." Say, "Oh, I'm chilling." Like, okay. And Kai was just like, "All right." So yeah, that shit went from bad to worse, man. Like I don't know what's gonna end up happening with him. The way he's heading, this track is bed, jail. Usually that's how it ends up, and that would be sad.
I definitely think he would die before he go to jail again.
I just don't want his music to suffer. Even though I stopped really listening to him after.
I don't even listen to him like that.
I stopped listening to him after he did that shit about Lauren London saying that she a whole widow out here.
I mean, he's talented, another black man, fellow Haitian. So like, I want to see you win, man. But somebody got to get in his ear or do something because the road he's headed down, he's speeding with no hands on the steering wheel right now.
Definitely.
And we know what that leads to. Well, we're going to end up seeing what happens. I don't know. Hopefully he won't appear on nobody else's platform.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and if he does.
Don't keep making a fool of yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say if he does, hopefully he does it sober. But obviously he's not. So I'm not even going to say that. I'll just say thoughts and prayers. Prayer emoji. Prayer hand emojis for Kodak. Yeah, there you go. I'll drop that in the video. All right. Moving off of Kodak tweaking again. Wanted to discuss Drake versus DeMar DeRozan. So Drake once again in the news for something other than music.
Again.
Yeah. He was, for those who don't know, quick backstory, him and DeMar DeRozan used to be friends when DeMar DeRozan played for the Toronto Raptors. After he was in the Not Like Us video, Drake said, fuck him.
And he was on the pop-out.
Oh, was
he was on
that
he
thing.
Did?
Oh, he was there too.
He one of the people that came out too.
Okay, yeah. So that's two times. So
Two
Drake
times for the same.
Drake is definitely not fucking with DeMar DeRozan. So anyway, DeMar DeRozan and the Kings was playing out in Toronto, and Drake was mean mugging him the whole game, basically up and down the court. And during the interview, post game, he mentioned if they put DeMar DeRozan's jersey in the Raptors, he would go up there and tear it down. So
yeah, I think DeMar said something clapping back like, "Well, you're gonna have to climb pretty high." Ooh, to come back.
Is this fair or hate on Drake's part?
I think it's just hate.
And if you don't go back in the studio and go lace up
Still
against
never got
Kendrick.
a summer album.
Hate.
No summer album. Where my
Beefing
summer
with
album
DeMar
at,
DeRozan
Drake?
is cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like DeMar DeRozan. All he was just doing was he's Compton. He's a basketball player. Like
Yeah, but you coming out
fun.
on the video and you coming out on the tour to pop out, like, nah, you. I could understand why Drake is feeling that type of way, but like, bro, you lost. Just let it go. Now you getting mad at everybody you see with Kendrick. Now you got beef for everybody that basketball player or whatever.
Because he's like he has a stake in the Raptors, right? Or
Yeah.
is he like an ambassador?
I think he might just be an ambassador for the team. But yeah, it was just giving weird vibes. You're not gonna do anything. I was gonna say that perfect time for him to shut up and make some songs. But
shut your bitch ass up and make
when
some
he does
songs,
put out some
nigga.
music, even if he does mention DeMar DeRozan, I was about to say it's not like I would hear it. I don't listen to him, so I wouldn't even know. But I did think it was just kind of goofy the way he was just grilling him the whole game. Like, why are you staring at that man like that?
Acting like you about to put a jersey or to start bowling.
Go home and cry in the studio.
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit extra. Like most of the stuff he's been doing lately. Not saying nothing about him feeling away, because like you said, I get it. If I'm not fucking with somebody and you pop out with them, then by nature, that's how it goes. And I got to look at you a certain way. So that's one thing.
I got to get a video of him staring at DeMar, and I'm going to play the song in the background. Everybody hurt.
Yeah, right? The way he was looking at him the whole time, running up and down the court, just fucking mean mugging him. Or maybe he was just really hurt because that was his friend. I don't really know the extent of their friendship or whatever the case may be. So maybe he was just really hurt, and that's why he was looking at him that way. Do we think DeMar gonna get some bars from Drake?
Nah, he ain't gonna get no bars.
Don't think so.
Nah, this is like something calm. It's not even a full beat.
Ball players don't need to be rappers, okay?
No,
Don't let Dame hear you say that.
I wasn't asking if DeMar was gonna rap. God no. I was saying if Drake was gonna give any lines towards him.
Yeah, that would be corny, but knowing him, he might try to do some kind of some type of sneak
dick.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You know what? Sneak dick DeMar's girl.
No, he is gonna sneak diss him, but he gonna do it subtly in a song somewhere.
I feel like that is Drake's style. I do
He's
agree
gonna
with
sing
you
it or harmonize it some way, somehow. And was that about DeMar? Who knows?
Yeah. I definitely see it when you think about it. Like that's right up Drake's.
That's Drake type moves
alley.
though.
I could see it.
No, it is. I'm not even making fun of you. It is.
Them subtle bars will come his way on a song or talking about his girl or something or somebody.
Yeah,
that
he gonna try to sleep with DeMar's girl, definitely, right? Make a song about it.
Or another prostitute.
In 2025, we're just gonna start calling that the Drake. When you try to fuck with your man's shorty or ex, like, yo, why? Don't do the Drake, man. Like, why?
You drinking mad hard right now.
Hey, that don't even sound right, Draken.
Yo,
Freaky ass nigga here.
I just said stop being a Drake.
Stop being a Drake.
Hey, run for
That's
your
far enough. But yeah, that's when we're gonna start calling it from now on. I remember when we had that conversation.
Drake moves.
That was like way back in the earlier episodes when Hand in Hand was here and he was talking about how he was on the Drake tip.
Hey, yo.
Fucking talking to his man's ex or something like that. I gotta go way back in the archives to find it because that was a minute ago.
I remember that.
But he was on that type of time. I guess we'll end up seeing what happens with Drake, if he's gonna make any more music or anything before this year's out, or if he's just gonna continue to stare down men.
Why are you gay?
From one creep to the next, we're gonna talk about Shaq creeping on Angel Reese, or was he? You guys could be the judge. For those who didn't see it, Shaq was on Angel Reese's podcast recently. Everyone has a podcast, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that she has one. I can't say if it's good or bad, but the important part was he mentioned to her several times how he wanted to see her dunking her short shorts that she wore wilding
Them
out.
little ass shorts. And he said it all breathing heavy.
Bring some more viewership
shorts.
to the WNBA. She tried to steer the conversation away, obviously. I don't know. She seemed uncomfortable. It's hard to say. But how we feel? Was Shaq dirty macking or was he just giving some advice?
He doing the same shit he was doing with the girl from Home Depot, just worse.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It's nasty, but hey, you had to do it.
Shaq been a creep in these streets. Kobe tried to tell y'all niggas back in the early 2000s.
He probably got kids older than her. What are you doing?
The shooter still gonna shoot.
Exactly. First of all, he led with seeing a beautiful woman dunk the ball. That'll get me hot.
Damn, what a big ass.
Shaq was on
What's the
one.
mathematics?
And
What's the mathematics?
he's old enough to be a pop, so you know that part. I guess it's creepy too. When it comes to men, there's a thin line between father, brother, and I'll fuck you. And obviously for Shaq, that line is razor thin. Razor thin. Am I lying? I'm not. I didn't tell one lie. I didn't tell one lie. And obviously Shaq be on that type of time.
He's just giving me creepy uncle vibes. He is. Did you hear him like, them little ass shorts, like his deep voice, like, man, if you don't sit your slow doofy ass,
man, sit your ass down.
The part that made it worse was the fact that she wasn't receptive to it. Like,
she was laughing it off.
No, but the way she tried to kind of move on, because he said it more than once, and he was like, she tried to.
That is a sound of an uncomfortable.
Yeah,
female.
to me, that was a nervous female laughter. Like, not saying I'm the ultimate judge of women. I know their emotions, but that looked like uncomfortable laughter to me. Like, change the subject.
Like, blink twice if you need help type laughter.
Yeah, she did the little high. He's like, nah, I'm serious. Them booty shorts, them little ones. That was in your ass. You wear that? That shit would be fire. That would be fly.
That's a fire.
That, right? I know his ex-wife Shawnee is looking at this somewhere in disgust. Like,
listen, I think as men, maybe your sex drive goes down, but the older you get, the nastier we probably get. Especially when you look at them young things. But Shaq, my man,
nastier your package.
You're Shaq for one. And for two, you're supposed to be like a mentor to her and all that other shit. So it just looks weird. I could not imagine somebody I call like sis saying some shit like that to them. That sounds crazy.
he want to mentor her, all right, but it ain't no goddamn basketball.
It
involves the ball, but it ain't a basketball.
Teach her some low post moves.
That right?
Low post moves with baby oil.
Let her back him down. I know what you was thinking about, Shaq. I know what you was thinking about.
Yo, the older you get, the nastier in the package in your package, yo. You just get so gross.
But it's funny is because with Shaq specifically, at least unless maybe I ain't looking in the right places, I've never really seen it talked about anywhere like that. How he give it up. But throughout the years, when we talked about it before and I was doing a bit of the research, like, Shaq a old nasty nigga. Which is, hey, get it how you get it. But he was just giving predator vibes there. That's all I'm gonna say. Not diddler underage predator vibes, but just
like
my
hug at vibes.
Shaq been giving predator vibes. Do you see the women that the paparazzi catches him with? Like all young girls.
Yeah, but
recently it was like a picture of him with a 19-year-old, I think.
You don't
barely legal, but she's legal.
Sometimes I'll be thinking like, yo, is it for like marketing purposes? Like maybe they trying to be marketed with these younger kids, or was it to try to break into that demographic?
What kind of nasty marketing is that?
You want to break into something,
yeah, right?
but it's not that.
What's your demographic? The diddlers?
I mean, dudes sell candy.
Diddy does the same thing too.
What?
Dudes sell candy. Now that's his new thing.
No, I mean, listen, this is not fucking breaking news that older men like younger women. This is not shocking to no one. The problem comes where that it's a fine line between when you were old man hitting on a younger woman, and then the line is even finer when it's somebody that you supposedly a mentor to, or when you say, oh, that's sis or that's the homie. That shit like that interview feeds into that narrative of men and women can't be friends. You know what I'm saying? Because if you a man and you got a shorty and she got male friends and you see some shit like that, that's not gonna make you be like, yeah, man, like that nigga just your friend. That shit don't help.
I think the dynamics be crazier, yo, because I'm like, yo, imagine if the shit was different. Because I'm thinking about like maybe, yeah, it is nasty in the grand scheme of things because he's older and she's younger, so it's kind of looking more gross. But what if it was like reverse?
And for me, it's not even the age thing because she's legal. It's not like we don't see this. It's just their relationship. If that's who she's supposed to be, when we was
like
do
he's
research
predator.
and
He's
like
preying
him,
on her, like
she's
being
saying
her
she's
mentor.
talking every day and him walking her out for a last game. That's fatherly, brotherly type shit.
So it's not the age thing really doesn't bother you. It's just more the reason why they have it. Because I understand, because like when you playing basketball, he's dealt with the press, he's done all of that, but at the same time, like I could understand like playing basketball, but that don't seem it's like really like a mentorship. It seems like he really trying to shoot his shot.
She's looking at it as a mentorship, but he's not looking at it as a mentorship.
The crazy part is though, behind the nastiness, the advice he was given is funny because it is true. if she was real in that in the WNBA game, it would have more viewers. He didn't tell a lie. I'm not even judging any of that shit. That's a whole different discussion.
Just dunking in short.
But they've been over-sexualizing women in sports for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's a different discussion. I'm not even... You could get on him for that. I'm not even judging him for that. All I'm saying is their relationship, if that's somebody you're mentoring or your little sis or whatever the case, you can't be. That's wild. That's crazy talk. That's insanity.
Platonic friends shouldn't be making passing comments like that. Yeah, you look beautiful. Yeah, you look beautiful today, yo. You can't be
platonic friends cannot talk about platonic
That's
friends'
like
booty
if
shorts.
Shaq had a sister that was like in the league, or she was like a reporter or some type of something in the field. You understand? And he knows or used to play with like a ex NBA player or something, and he knows how this dude could get down. He's a dog. He's nasty, and he's going after your sister who's just now starting her career in this league somewhere. Like, he don't understand how that looks a little funny.
I see what you're going there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, again, this is all, let's be clear, everybody's opinion. Because you ask Shaq, I'm pretty sure he going to say that he wasn't shooting his shot. He was giving her advice. He cloaked his hollering behind advice to me. That's my personal opinion. Like, I can see through that shit. But, that's what he'll say.
Even Stevie could see that shit, and he's blind.
Not blind to that shit.
Nah, I'll call it what it is. He was trying to shoot his shot, yo.
Absolutely.
He's like, yeah, you beautiful. You wear booty shorts. Like,
and Shaq, that shit was just like your free throws. Brick. That shit did not hit anything. It was cringy as fuck. And she was trying to move on.
Why that Mike Epps line? It ain't your beauty, it's your booty.
Yeah, Shaq tried to let her know that. Apparently,
yeah, he did.
She didn't get the hints. One of these days, we have to have that discussion though, because Angel Reese be out here complaining about how she's sexualized, and then it's like, fam, you complaining, and then you're gonna go out on Wild 'N Out dressed like that. Why? We had this discussion.
G's would say something like that.
Yeah, we had this discussion before. I think I was on the side of kind of get what you put out sometimes. It might not be fair, but that's what happens. But that's a whole nother discussion. Maybe another time we'll have it. So we all think Shaq was creeping on her though before we move on, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shaq been on this. I don't know who's gonna be next. We're gonna move off of Shaq creeping on Angel Reese on her podcast. Oh, and discuss. So this is not a serious topic. I just want to ask y'all if we watched the video of Asmongold is as dirty as I thought he was. So, to the people who listen to our podcast, y'all, you might not know who he is, but if you see the YouTube video, you definitely would know who he is more likely than we are. He reviews games and shit going on in society and stuff. I first stumbled upon his channel because the algorithm showed it to me. It was something, the topic on there that I found interesting, so I clicked it. They say don't judge a book by a cover, but usually when you do, sometimes that should be right. And even though I enjoyed the video, the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, yo, that is a dirty white boy. Like, something about him is just giving off I don't wash my ass vibes. Like, I don't know what it was.
Musty vibes.
Yeah, it's just something about him. I was like, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, over time, I watched more of his content. So fast forward, for those who don't know, he was suspended off YouTube, Twitch, his platforms for going crazy on Palestine, saying they're less than and he don't give a fuck about. Why would he worry about them?
Damn, okay.
They're animals. Yeah, he did. He told motherfuckers how he really felt. So
that's why his ass got shunned.
Yeah. So Dirty Jesus was banned for like 2 weeks or something. So apparently he came back. Yeah. And during that time, he took a bath, cleaned up his house,
touched some grass.
Like GuttA said, did that as well. This is not even a question. I just, I guess this is more just vindication for me because I always thought he was dirty. So man, I don't know what y'all want to add to this. I was right.
You look like a caveman, yo.
Yo, all I could just picture is that nasty looking plate with the food residue and the spider, and that shit's making me itch right now. He is one dirty ass. Yeah, he is one dirty ass man for real.
So when we was researching the topic, one of the videos we saw, Auburn Preach showed it, and they were making jokes that couldn't be real. It looked so filthy that did cross my mind. But even if that wasn't, it's his exact kitchen. Nothing don't lead me to believe there's not sections of his crib that don't look similar. In fact,
his bathroom.
In fact, I venture to guess if I could find the clip from Love After Lockup and show y'all Dirty Sock Guy, that Asmongold socks and body probably looks the same way.
Yo,
Red is laughing, cracking up because she knows how black Dirty Sock Guy socks were. And
to this day, I can't even remember the guy's name. I just know him as Dirty Sock Guy.
Because if you've seen those socks, you can't get that image out of your head. I used to have it recorded on YouTube TV, but unfortunately, I don't have that video anymore. But I'm going to scour the internet and try to find that for y'all. Because if I do, that joke will make a lot more sense to you guys.
I just did a quick little bit of research real quick. And I just found out that he streams 5 days a week. So he doesn't stream on Mondays and Fridays. So my question to you is, would that play a factor into why he is so dirty? That's
Again,
looking at it as?
There's nothing that you should do in your life that doesn't give you enough time to brush your teeth and wash your ass. Like, there's
hire a maid.
No excuse. Because, again, his house was just confirmation for what I thought about him, the man. Okay? So let's be clear.
The legend?
Yeah, let's be clear. That just gave me a signal. It didn't show him showering and no shit, but the house just made me think, what I thought about him was right. And all this time, they've been telling me I shouldn't judge books by the cover. But when I saw that dirty cover, I knew what it was. So apparently I was right. So maybe I should just double down and just go on judging people.
This is the new generation. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to do anything besides be on the internet.
Yeah, right. Because he said his life started with 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of outside, 8 hours of video games, and then World of Warcraft came out, and that 8 hours of outside time went bye-bye.
Like that episode of South Park.
Yeah, that's what they were playing. Real quick before we move on, because again, it wasn't a topic. It was just me reconfirming my racist tropes. Yeah, but no, this is not even racist. Dirty is dirty. I've seen dirty black people. I've seen dirty Mexicans, dirty Jesuses, as I've just said. So, go ahead, Ray. Want to have anything to add?
Guys, I think we better stay out of this one.
Yeah, this is starting to look like something we shouldn't be any part of. Yep, I'm not saying anything.
Ooh, I'm staying out of this one.
Carmen, trust me, we don't want any part in this one. Dude, I am so glad we stayed out of that one.
Me too.
He insulted enough people.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay quiet for the sake of the rest of us,
Just going to stay out of this one?
Yeah, I think that's my best bet. I plead the fifth.
In the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one. I can only choose one. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5.
See, GuttA?
Man. Stop discriminating against deodorant. Use that shit, yo.
Or soap and water.
Yeah, I was about to say that's bad advice. Because there's a certain, you know what? I'm not. Yeah. Because now I'm venturing.
He's crossing dangerous territory.
Yeah.
He's trekking through dangerous territories right now.
I'm starting to sound like our boy San Negro. Fresh, fit. My bad. Fit. That's fit. Fit is the San Negro. Yeah, I'm venturing into that territory.
What are you saying?
But if I'm clearly vague, here's what I'll do. I'll just be vague. People could fill in the blank. There's a certain race of people that some would say don't shower. They just mask their scent with deodorant and sprays. Don't do that.
yeah.
That's bad. When you mix funk and spray, it goes together poorly. So please shower, and then if you have the time, clean your house. You
If
can't
he's
get.
making money, then he should be able to afford somebody to come and clean his house for him.
I was about to say no woman is gonna want to come to your house if it looks like that, but I stopped myself before I even thought about it because I could just look at him and tell that women is probably like on the bottom of the list of the things that he's thinking about. So I just stopped myself. I stopped myself right there. Never mind. All right. I was vindicated again, y'all. That's all I wanted to say. All right. So moving off of Dirty Jesus, we wanted to discuss the election results, y'all. So we have a new president or a new old president, depending on how you want to say it. Donald J. Trump was elected again on election day. Results came in quick. As we thought, we predicted this. I went back into the archive and I seen back on episode 50, Red and G said he don't need to vote because Trump gonna win, and Red said no one is voting for that black woman. So they summed up the election for you guys.
Well, don't go
30
misquoting me,
seconds.
anybody. I'm just saying nobody was going to vote for her.
Red trying to cover her tracks. I'll
No,
tell y'all.
I'm not G's.
In the live, I'll tell y'all what she really said.
Y'all fortune tellers for real.
Well, I mean, we kind of predicted how this was going to happen, so
Yeah. I just wanted to, I
not
guess
surprised.
I can't say, because nobody is surprised, so I can't even ask that question. But just general thoughts?
Fuck Obama.
That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they was trying to make black people feel bad for not turning out and voting for Kamala. I mean,
That's right. F*** Obama.
I honestly feel like, if my vote isn't really going to go to anything that matters, why fucking vote at all? It's like I could use that time to go read or do something else productive.
Go touch grass.
In typical political Democrat fashion, they trying to blame everybody. I've heard them blame black men, Spanish men, white women, and white men, pretty much for.
Well, we knew white men wasn't gonna vote for
Hey,
Kamala.
they ain't saying anything about West Indians, so we covered it.
And a little sprinkle in a little bit of Muslims too for the Democrats losing. But we seen this coming. Told you guys it was looking fishy. She wasn't talking about policy. I thought, because I did see a lot of energy behind people trying to vote for her because she was black. But over time, I seen a lot of that shit die down. So can't really say that I'm surprised. But let's be clear. Even though I wasn't voting for her, I didn't think Trump was a good candidate. We about to be in for some shit. Let's be clear. I'm sure of that. But, I guess we'll end up to see what happens. I just wanted to get our general thoughts on the election. You think things are going to get better or worse?
More unhinged white people doing unhinged white people shit.
Absolutely not. Fear for your lives, y'all, especially the immigrants, migrants. Yes.
Oh, yeah, they out of here. They might as well
You
pack.
already know one of his first few stops in business is to get y'all up out of here. So beware of him.
Better find a good hiding spot.
Anything to say, video dude?
They better start packing their bags as soon as that election was over. Start packing their bagos.
Them same ones that barely spoke English that said they was voting for Trump. Yeah, they're out of here.
The first thing could send them back to that piece of trash known as Puerto Rico. As Trump said. Like he didn't say that. The comedian
a floating
said.
island of garbage.
Yeah, it's wild the things you could say nowadays and still be elected. This is the last time we're gonna talk about politics until Trump does some fuck shit.
There was a lot of people crying though, like that he's president now.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I was about to briskly move us forward for this topic. Before I did you guys see Red mentioned people crying? There's women online cutting their hair.
What?
Because they're saying that's the only thing they can control. Yes, I'm going to put this in the video. Unfortunately, I can't display this to the podcast people, but women are cutting their hair, saying they're not effing men anymore for not voting for Kamala. Yes, you should see the filthy big lip beast that said she wasn't going to sleep with men anymore. Thank you, Mom. Thanks, Shamu, for doing us the favor. But, yeah. So women is out here wilding, cutting their hair, threatening not to have sex with men anymore for not voting for Kamala. How do we feel about the madness? Are they going too far?
I think that's
Red, defend your species.
I think that's a bit extreme, cutting your hair and saying you're not gonna sleep with men. I mean, if you don't want to sleep with men, you don't want to sleep with men. But don't let Trump be the reason why you push yourself to that extreme. He's a president. We've lived through a couple of bad presidents, but there's no need for you to go and cut your hair and do all this shit and especially put it online. You looking like you might need some help. Go see a
Stop
doctor
it.
about that.
Get
Go
some
speak
help.
to somebody, please.
Yeah, nah, you gotta see that video. It was pretty wild. This one white lady getting her head shaved like G.I. Jane to like some Katy Perry "Eye of the Tiger" song or something.
I'm dead.
All I have is my
that
freedom.
roar song.
Like, yeah. Y'all
yeah.
bitches is wildin'. It's not, listen, it's bad, but just settle
You gotta
down.
say women, not bitches.
Yo, yeah, I don't even
because
know.
the ones that are doing shit like that, these is crazy bitches. I'm not
Yo.
talking to the respectful women who are like, all right, yo, I'm mad she lost, but we gonna figure it out. Like, nah, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the crazy bitches that are shaving their heads off and promising not to sleep with men no more and all kind of other fuckery.
I do feel like they're kind of treating women like modern day slavery almost, because we really don't have a lot of places we really don't have controls of our bodies. So if something unfortunate happens, you know, you're gonna have to deal with those consequences, and it's not fair.
They don't tell people they be in abortion. They passed the decision down to the states. In almost every state it was voted for, the states voted to keep it. The only state that voted against abortion rights was Florida. So yeah, they stripped it, but they don't give you the actual specifics of it. It's not like women are all of a sudden, you let them tell it, it's like, oh, no women can get no abortions nowhere anymore. That's it. Like, no, you got to give the details, you know, and they don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that
I guess
serious.
that's how they scare you into voting for the other.
Yeah, that's why I said crazy. Emphasis on the bitches, because it's like, yo, you doing off the wall shit. Like Trump won. Like, I'm mad. I'm gonna go do something crazy now. Real without.
About to be a purge, y'all.
Yeah, like, yo, relax, settle down. We got through this last time. We'll get through it again.
Start going off.
And that siren, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, if it goes off, I'll be sure to avoid the bitches with the shaved heads, because I know they're the craziest. So when that siren goes off, I'll be sure to avoid them. Terrible times, y'all. But we're gonna see what we in for before the next election. Like I said, this is the last we're gonna hear about it for the next 4 years. But with Trump back in, I doubt it. It's only a matter of time before he says or does something crazy. So we'll see. But this the last topic we had to discuss before we get out of here. Since we had the time, you know, we in New York and all, we try to discuss some New York City topics. So breaking news, apparently Pix News just found out there's crackheads on 149th and Jerome. So they was on Melrose talking about open air drug markets over there and on Broadway.
The hub.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've known the Bronx for like 15 to 20 years, and I've known damn near the entire borough to be an open air drug market, but y'all are from here, so I don't know. Am I missing something?
Whenever we be passing through random towns in the Bronx, he swear I know the town. I don't know why, but what projects is this? I don't know. It's a project.
Sure, I know.
You're from here. So I said, for me, it's been an open air drug market for 15 to 20 years. Y'all been out here longer.
But there's more.
So
There's more neighborhoods than 149th Street that has a lot of drug addicts.
There is this 149.
Fordham.
There's Fordham. There's over there by Kingsbridge. There's Mott Haven. There's over there by Hunts Point. You know, because over in the city, there's a lot of... So that's where usually you'll see the most open air drug markets. Like 125th, Park Ave.
So I said I've known it to be like that for at least 20 years. Is it longer than that?
Yeah.
All right. So basically...
Especially Simpson Street area. Right. Oh, my God.
So this is coming from a New York person and this is coming from a Bronx person. It's been like that. So now it's on the news. Apparently they was out there saying they're going to do something. Do we think they're going to do anything?
Fuck no. There's cracks in the sidewalk.
Didn't we see a video where they was saying how it was a guy that fell out of the porta potty dead? Like, when are they gonna start doing something? So,
this is the Bronx thing, but this relates a little bit to a Queen story. For those who don't know, apparently, not apparently, it's true. Walking down Flushing is like walking down a third world country. You walking down Flushing in broad daylight, they trying to suck you long time. So.
Not wrong.
The people been complaining, so police went down there and shut it down finally. But it's a show. Like, they're down there now, especially during political season. But right around the holidays, they'll be sucky long time again for you. So they'll be back.
Same police drivers driving back. Too.
So that's what I'm wondering. Even with this Bronx, like, it's on the news now.
That's where the extra money from the overtime is going.
Yeah, maybe definitely. It'll be clean for like a week or two for when Monica Morales and some shit go back. But within no time, fiends will be nodding off again over there. That's what I think.
I just think that it's become too much of a rampant problem in New York, and
period.
I don't think there's any way for them to really curb this issue. And then we have the youngins growing up being addicted to the drugs already from a young age. So they're just growing up to be older drug addicts. You understand? This is starting from a young age when they go in their parents' medicine cabinet and siphon around through their pill bottles and stuff.
Let me tell you something. My daughter knew what a crackhead was before she hit middle school. Younger than 10, 7, 8. We walk into school and somebody was doing the Resident Evil walk, and she was like, Dad, what's wrong? What's wrong with that crackhead? I was like, yo, she's like 7. Like, she don't deserve to live like this. But I say that to say this has been a problem. And I know that the solution is going to be more cops coming to a city near you. But that's not the answer, y'all. Like, we need to figure out, not everybody, again, like I always say, nothing is everybody. But I choose to believe that most people, if they have a way of living a good, decent life, would not want to just be a fucking custody on Jerome or some shit like that. But if they don't have no options, that's what a lot of people end up turning to. So fix the area, deal with the Bronx itself, then that's gonna fix that problem. But just sending out a bunch more cops to arrest people and beat them over their heads and shit like that is not gonna do anything.
The war on drugs. We learned that lesson back in the 80s and 90s that the war on drugs is not going to do anything but just add extra police to all of these already decimated neighborhoods and basically just terrorize everybody that lives there. The thing that they need most is programs to try to get these people off of drugs and, you know, access for these people if they do use drugs, like clean needles.
But it's not just programs. They should incentivize them to want to be clean and stay clean. You understand? Like stuff like that. Incentivize. People love free shit. You understand?
Yeah, but at the same time, that if somebody is addicted to this drug, the most that you could do is provide them an environment where it's safe for them to do it. Because
is it?
I know. I think a lot of people would be against that, but I think that's better than having them lined up on the street. Like, motherfuckers gonna do drugs anyway. I think giving them a place to do it is better than having them lined up on the block or while your kids is walking to school doing the dope head bounce and shit like that.
But I think the problem with that is where does that money come from? They're going to take it from taxpayer money. So we're funding that for people to just be drug addicts.
I'd rather it go to that than more cops. Because that's where it's going to go to. But that's not going to solve the problem. I'd rather them put that money into trying to help them people. Actually help them. Not just put them in jail and give more money for more cops. Then more money to the Department of Corrections for housing them in the jail. Like, that shit ain't doing nothing.
Well, I had a question. When they're running up in all of these illegal dispensaries, they're not only just finding weed in there. They're finding fentanyl. They're finding other opioids.
It depends. They're closing them down because you need a license to sell that. But some of them, they finding other shit. But a lot of the ones I was hearing was just weed because they're not licensed. There's only 21 licensed shops in New York for that, which I've been called. I said when it actually legalized, it's not going to be the people that was getting arrested for this shit. It's going to be companies and shit like that profiting off of it. But again, that's a whole nother conversation.
Like, the reason why I brought that up was because somebody I know actually does that. He go into like the different areas and supplying clean needles and stuff to the people in the area and giving them access to places to get off drugs and stuff like that. So
well, I hate to be a negative Nancy, but the only way the Bronx gonna change is if they gentrify this shit. That's the only time shit changes.
Please don't gentrify this shit.
When they gentrify it, start moving out everybody and building a bunch of shit. But
then all those people are just gonna go somewhere
else.
What
it's gonna. That's exactly how gentrification works.
Then the rent is gonna get mad expensive, and then regular people ain't gonna be able to afford to even stay there. So then
you literally just define gentrification. That's why it would work.
I feel like it's going
no need to get into the people that live in the Bronx because it's not. They're gonna say it's the color of their skin. I'm making jokes, but it's not that. It's the economic situation that you put. No matter what the color of somebody's skin is, you put them in that economic situation. Not say you're gonna end up on drugs, but you're gonna be fucked up. Like, that's just the reality of the shit. And if you not from New York or you're not from the Bronx or ain't never been here, you go in that area, you see how a lot of people are living or how a lot of people give it up. It's not surprising.
But it's a lot of homeless people that they're finding that's strung out on these drugs, or it's just people in general.
I would assume it's homeless people.
But there is a high percentage of homeless people.
On the street, then that's another conversation we need to have.
From the mental hospital,
That's another thing too. Is like they're used to being in a mental hospital and functioning there. That when they come out in the street, they don't have anything to come out to, no apartment, or the program just doesn't provide enough, and they end up right back in the same cycle.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're not about to address none of that shit. So they said they're gonna clean it up. When we report back in 2 weeks, I'll see if it actually is, because it might. But by cleaning it up, they just gonna throw these niggas in jail, and then they'll be out, and they're gonna get right back out again, and they'll be doing drugs on a corner near you.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
Yeah.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, my nigga. Like 2 days ago, I seen dudes playing 2K5 streaming it from their prison cell. So at this point, like prisoners is game streaming. They probably got more viewers watching these niggas play 2K from jail than I got on my podcast. So I'm not gonna say you can't smuggle shit. That's cap.
They're about to do a Not stream from jail.
Yeah, word. You can bring anything in at this point. So I won't
some shit in there. Have you had some Bobby Brown?
Having cable and cell phones.
Probably got some unreleased drugs too.
Everything you could bring in there. Well, all right, that's that. We'll see if the cops clean it up. Like I said, they'll clean it up by throwing them in jail. But if they do and they clean it up, I'll report it to you. Or we'll see if another, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. I think I've...
there goes all that untaxed overtime.
Yeah, right. Throwing out enough dirty white boy slanders for one episode. I was coming for Cash Jordan C. GuttA, but I'm going to leave that for another time. So once again, thank you for joining us for the 55th episode of the Make It Make Sense podcast. Make sure you guys listen on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure you check out the full video, like I said, to see our beautiful faces in 1080p. Yeah, 1080p. I don't know. Yeah, the 4K take up too much bandwidth. That's for my techies. On YouTube, all right? And as usual, it's your boy Cash.
Don't sweat my dad.
Follow me. Don't follow me.
GuttA.
Yo, what's good? See y'all later.
Video Dude. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 55 of the Make It Make Sense podcast. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Niggas smile in my face like I don't know and can't see the doubt in their eyes till I'm waiting in their crib with their kids shouting, surprise, you keep a heart full of hate.